Libra, how are you? We're doing a New Year's reading, quote unquote. I've chosen a love reading. So I've decided to do my heart-shaped spread called Heart to Heart that I created for Lionsgate, actually. I've done the reading twice in the last, so 2021, 2022. It's on the channel, you can look it up. Anyways, the spread is like one oracle card as the inner tip, combined energies for both parties, then 7 tarot cards on each side. You are on the left, your partner, the person on your mind, on the right. And the bottom tip is another combined energy. This time I've chosen a different tarot deck. I think in the past, yeah, it was tarot. I don't think it was another oracle. Anywho, so let's just jump in. Please allow me the time to get all the cards before I start reading. I understand that it'll take a minute, but hopefully you have a minute for me. Let's see what that energy, apologies. Let's see what that energy is. Let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Okay, interesting. I always say that. I'm catching myself now. Okay, there's a card that flipped. I'm going to take it. It's Temperance. I'm putting it on your side. I'm going to cut right away and start pulling. I will tell you what all the cards are soon enough. Just want to... Now, the other tarot deck for the bottom tip. And 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, let me just set up a little bit, place the cards better. Okay. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate that you waited. Okay, your side. Temperance, High Priest in reverse, so Hierophant in reverse, sorry. Queen of Swords, the 4 of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles, the 2 of Cups in reverse, and the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. I am only going to read the other person afterwards, so let's start with you. Okay, well, to bounce off the oracle card about let go of control issues, you do have a temperament that enjoys being in charge. I think it comes from being very sure of what you want and mostly having a mental image of what it is, right? So there's a little bit of a fixity about it's got to be the way I see it, that's for sure. And at the same time, you do think outside the box, so you have pretty cool ideas. That's a given. It's just that maybe sometimes by being very original or different and unique, which is all super positive, you also have a hard time having others adhere to your own ideas and maybe getting them on board for realizing them, right? Putting them into action. So That's a possibility here. I think part of it is you need to work on your, I guess, leadership skills of, just making sure you make people feel like they belong on the team and that they can actually participate and partake, right? Instead of just being the one who dictates. This is what this energy tells me, as well as the Queen of Swords she can be a little dry. So the control is represented here. I just want to look at something. There's another place where you've exerted control, or you typically exert control, and this is a love reading, and it's in love. I think it comes from being I'm going to show you the Four of Cups with the Two of Cups together, right? I think there's a part of you that's detached, but it's not the right energy really for what I'm sensing here. It's more of you're a little bit of a loner. Especially when you're in the energy of wanting to have your ideas unfold and executed in a particular way, and when you're insistent. So you could be like that in love as well, right? In terms of what you expect from the partner, what you think they should be doing, what you think they should be saying, and how they should behave. And, of course, there's something there where you're going to find a resonance with another human being when there's a correspondence with your own ways, right? So true, it's nice when that works well together. Doesn't always have to be the same, right? They don't have to be behaving the way you do, etc. But if you're rigid about not letting them be themselves, right? And if you love them, why would you necessarily always criticize everything they do and the way they do it and how they say it, or things they don't say, etc., etc., right? And I feel this is what is happening here. This detachment is you ending up separating yourself. It happens naturally. I don't think it's interesting because let me finish. It happens naturally that if you're like that, people kind of distance themselves from you because it's way too much. It's very uncomfortable. Also, what it creates is a feeling of, in the other person, it's never enough, it's never good, it's never what you want, it's not the right time, it's never perfect, which is impossible to actually meet. And so people are not able to live up to what your expectations are, which I believe are partly unconscious, right? So you would feel the disconnect yourself I know we're gonna get to your partner. I realize that setting this up, I mean, I'm talking about you. You might maybe want to hear already about the other person, but I'm setting the stage, so to speak. So here again, I'm showing you this combo. So you are feeling lonely, or you might be single, or might have been for a while, or you might just have like a hard time staying coupled. So whatever, it is going to play out differently, of course. And I'm not saying that you're unable to have a relationship, on the contrary, because we do have temperance here. So there's something that happens within you, which it's interesting. I'm going to show you another combo, but we're going to look at it differently. So the same two cards, Hierophant in reverse and the Queen of Swords. When you actually alchemize both sides of being a little bit eccentric, rebellious, difficult, imposing, you also have a beautiful clarity about, okay, this might be too much. I think you do have the ability, the capacity to dose yourself. I don't think you're devoid of any judgment and of any, I think you're able to assess and to see things that you do sometimes. You're not fully and totally and always unconscious about your actions. So there's a quality here where you're very patient, you're very persistent. So that's beautiful. But you often feel a sense of lack, and I think it's because you would like to be coupled. I really think that you are looking for love. And you're willing to work hard at it, quote unquote. I think you would be the kind of person that, especially with these energies, right? I almost want to say that you'd be doing the right thing, right? Like wanting to do good, which is a beautiful intention. It's very positive, especially in love, because you mean well, right? You just have a tendency to be overbearing. But I feel you kind of know that about yourself to a degree, right? It's not a huge negative. I mean, we all have our things, right? The better ones, the lesser, you know, the ones that are less, I don't know, you know what I mean, like favorable, whatever. Now let's look at your partner, the person on your mind here. So they have the Knight of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the King of Swords, which is a good match with you. The Lovers in reverse, which echoes the Two of Cups in reverse on their side. The Moon in reverse, and the King of Pentacles. So it's beautiful. You know, this person is very steady. They're earthy, grounded. They really enjoy a beautiful home, beautiful things. They enjoy the freedom that money brings them. They also enjoy earning the money simply. Actually, they enjoy earning it lawfully. I'm not sure why it's coming up like that. It's almost like they like doing the right thing, just like you. They're well-intentioned, and they enjoy when, you know, they've put something in place, they've planted seeds, they see it grow, they love to harvest, all of this is metaphorically, of course. So they really enjoy reaping the rewards for their hard work as well. That's the whole equation. The whole process is important to them. It's what creatively spurs them, right? Stirs them. So this person is also, there's two kings here on the table, which for me is a lot of, they demonstrate qualities of leadership, of course, for sure, especially that the two kings are upright. They have the earthy side and they have the very abstract mind side, right? The capacity to analyze and understand very complicated things. It could be like subjects as like science. It could be just like their capacity to see the bigger picture. It's not just like seeing the big picture, and it's also like the way their mind deconstructs something to understand it, that they have a very quick way of scanning, analyzing. It's very powerful in terms of their they're just really quick. They're very quick. So it's beautiful because they have the Knight of Cups on the same position as you have the Temperance, right? So it's funny that both of you hold water inside a cup, and in the case of Temperance, 2 cups. So you're both willing to share your emotions. You're both wearing your heart on your sleeve. That's really cool. You both, I think you both want love. You both want harmony in your life. That's something that's very comforting. It's comforting to know, like it's comforting to know that in terms of relating, you're not there really to control one another. You're really there to exchange. It's just that both of you have a difficulty, right? They have the Lovers in reverse. You have the 2 of Cups in reverse. Both of you have like, I don't know, like a negative maybe image of what it is that so I'm not sure if it's between the two of you or if it's past experiences that you bring back, or like the scars and the less pleasant memories of previous relationships, right? It could be a little bit of both, but the way you interact with one another at the moment is, how can I say this? You're almost displaying not being in love. Both wanting love, but not loving each other. You don't seem to be capable. I'm not sure how to say this. It's like, not that you're not able to love, nor you nor them, right? It's just like at the moment, or in terms of wanting maybe to open up to one another, in this case particularly, specifically to this, the fact that it's you and this person. maybe the other way to say it is you're both doubting that the other one loves, that you love each other. I don't think that you feel the love for one another. I don't think that you are really demonstrating one another what you actually possess inside that you actually could share. It could be that there was love once and there's no more love. It's a possibility. So this person is also very moody when it comes to maybe just relationships in general, or just in life in general, or in this particular relationship with you. Mood swings of sort of feeling something and then not feeling anything. Or also hesitating between wanting different things, wanting different people, or just, when I say wanting different things, is maybe just not putting their focus on love at the moment. Although it's something that they're willing to come forward with. It's a very contradictory energy. I think they also have a hard time acknowledging the depth of their emotions, right? I think it's difficult for them to almost like show you too much love. They feel like they're going to be ridiculed or turned down. I was going to say turned back, but no, turned down. I thought turn back because it's almost like a French word, like retourner, like you send them back, more like that. I guess that's what you have to realize I'm not just reading tarot. I have to also like move from French to English in my brain. So it's like every time I read, I'm dealing with two languages each time. Well, three because of my native language too, right? So it's basically I'm trying to people don't realize that because I am fairly bilingual, but it's still a process. Anyway. Both of you share the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. I mean, there is a triangle here on the table. The way the cards are placed, there's a triad of being open to love, wanting to be coupled, wanting to experience what it is to love deeply, to be deeply loved in return, for a shared connection, for, that is very clear. What's interesting is that you're basically two very, very strong individuals. I mean, it's literally, I'm gonna have to pick up these, but in this case, there's like three here. Maybe I can pick up this one as well. If I'm gonna choose the cards that represent each one of you, right? This is you, and then this is them, right? So there are particular like you're two big people, like strong energies, a lot of personality, a lot of conviction, a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, especially because you have King and Queen of Swords. It's quite spectacular. And what's really beautiful is that what echoes, you know, the earthy grounded side on their end, you possess in the form of the Hierophant, being the Taurus card, right? So earth elements. So they're very like both of you have how do you say this, like common ground, or there is lots of things that basically you can connect on, and yet you're like two really big personalities that might clash, hence why the control issue comes in for sure. And the way you basically what ends up happening, so instead of loving each other and wanting and being able to exchange the love that you're both seeking and that you feel you might actually share, because you can feel that there's a resonance between each of you, you know, it is felt, you both have you can sense the connection, but the way it is expressed outwardly and what you choose to do with it on each side, because of your, I'm gonna say it, both of your big egos, it basically leaves you hanging, both of you. And when I say hanging, I mean like it leaves you empty, because you are not exchanging, you are not loving one another. You prefer to like on this side, you prefer to like ignore it, you know, maybe dive into work. Maybe you prefer to work on yourself. And you definitely, you know, wish otherwise. I mean, you wish you could feel connected, but you don't. And on their side, they're quite moody. They're unable to tell what's real, what's not real in their emotions. Like, what am I feeling? How am I feeling? Why am I feeling this, right? It really throws them off, especially for someone with a lot of air energy, where they like to know what's going on. They basically end up wanting to not that they want, I think they end up looking at other interests, whether they're romantic or not. It turns them away from you, just the way you are being closed off to this. Yet, you both want a relationship. So maybe there's fundamentally, maybe something missing that is keeping you from really coming together, that is not the control issue. It's possible that ultimately there might be something that just doesn't really fully, totally click. It's possible. But there's so much ego in the way, and there's so much wanting to be right, wanting to be the person in charge, or however you want to say it, right? There's just big energies on the table. None of them, not whether you or them, want to lose control in the relationship. You don't want to lose control of the relationship and of the other person. So it's you can't, there's no room for spontaneity. There's no room for live and let live. There's no room for love and creativity in that particular context. So I don't know what you're going to do with that, because it doesn't really say what's the outcome, besides really wanting to come together, really wanting a relationship, having both how can I say this? Because there's so much earth, right, on each side, there's definitely a possibility of grounding this, of making it manifest and real. It's there. But until you truly, truly, truly work specifically on opening up to one another, as much as we have a power couple, they're going to remain detached from one another. You and this person will remain detached, because I'm not sure if it's a missed opportunity, the way this card sometimes points to. I don't know if comes from a state of confusion here. And it's not, I'm showing these two last cards as not just for one side or the other, like for both of you. There's something that is not clear between the two of you. There's something that is not, I believe that it's ultimately, and I'm going to end the reading here, it's because you are not loving each other. You're not showing each other love. You are not coming together lovingly. You are not, I'm going to say it this way, you're not acting as lovers. And by acting as, not like you act in a movie and you pretend. This, on the contrary, you are just not behaving or enacting the way someone in love would, you know. So this one remains kind of opened in terms of outcome for this particular read, Libra. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if there's going to be... because I don't know if any of you, any one of you is going to let go of the control, right? My take on it, this is my own opinion, so take it or leave it, it's fine. It cannot be just one person relinquishing control, because it creates a power unbalance, right? Like or it creates a power struggle, or power, how do you say, it puts power in a dynamic that you don't want power to be involved. You want just love to be involved. It's not about power over one another, right? So if this is to work out, in my mind, at least in my opinion, humble opinion, is that both should relinquish control and really just love, just simply love. Which is like the hardest thing to do, probably. Especially for these two individuals, it feels. Anyways, I hope you found something that resonated in this message for you. Please like, share, subscribe. Sorry, I kind of have to say it. Not that I have to, but I do want to. But let me leave it at that. It's very succinct and it's fine. So good night. I'll see you soon. Bye.